I'm delighted to welcome you to Wembley. Our 150th year is progressing very well. It's now my great pleasure to formally announce the Army FA's charity match against an FA Legends team at Reading on Saturday the 18th of May.
You're taking charge of the Army. Should be an interesting clash ahead.
Yeah, it'd be a fantastic occasion, I think. I turned down the opportunity of taking the Legends, to make sure I was involved with the Army, and that's not true, actually.
I would rather have had Stuart playing first than coaching the other team, but the Army stole him from us, so we'll have to find another replacement for him, but otherwise we're looking forward to the game.
I think the links that we've had, FA and services over the years, and we're talking generations, have been fantastic. I think the opportunity to be involved with the Army side is something I jumped at when the chairman spoke with me a couple of weeks ago. And I think the game will be fantastically well supported. We're raising money for service charities, which is fantastic. And I think you've only got to look at the list of legends that have put their name to the game already.
Gary Neville, Jens Lehmann, Graham Lasso, as I've mentioned, Ugo Egiorg, Danny Mills, Gareth Southgate, Ledley King, Dietmar Hammann, Matt Tissier, Jan Fjortoft, Paul Merson and Chris Kamara.
And obviously we're playing on a Premiership ground as well to boot, so it'll be a fantastic occasion, I think, and hopefully raise a lot of money for charity.
Graham, you're going to be part of the FA Legends team to take the British Army on. Could be an interesting clash going on there.
I think it will be. I think interesting is the right word. I think the first 15 minutes will be fantastic from a Legends point of view, and we could find ourselves on the wane after that. Now, what I'm hoping is obviously Roy Hodgson's our manager, and I'm hoping he can outwit Stuart Pearce and the Army team, and what we lack in fitness, we can make up tactically, and obviously technically we'll be relying on Paul Merson, Matt Tissier, people like that to shine.
We at the FA greatly value our close relationship with the armed forces and believe that we should celebrate their work whenever possible.
It's going to be a fantastic occasion, and it's only going to happen really because of the efforts of the FA, of David Bernstein, of Adrian Bevington, but particularly also, of course, Roy Hodgson, Stuart Pearce and the Legends giving up their time, because it's those names that are going to make hopefully a lot of public turn up and watch the game, which should be a great game.
In fact, the Army has a proud heritage with the Football Association going all the way back to our formative years in the 1860s. This match will be more than fitting, especially with the Army FA marking their 125th anniversary.
I think you've only got to look at the good work that our services do for this country, in probably the toughest job that anyone could have, with the threat of death every day when they're active service.
As well as giving fans the chance to see some of this country's most famous names put on their boots again, all proceeds will go to service charities.
The two charities particularly we're supporting, there's one called the Team Army Sports Foundation, which is the charity which provides an awful lot of money for Army sport, not just football, but all Army sports, and also for not just able-bodied soldiers, but those who are recovering from bad injuries. It helps them play sport. And then the Royal British Legion, and of course we all know the close links that the Army has with the Legion.
It's great when you've got a chance to do something for charity, and a game like this I think will be enjoyed by everyone. Certainly the Legends will be happy to get their boots on again. I'm pleased to see Graham Lasso looking in good shape, so at least one of them will be in reasonable shape for the game. And I think it will be a great opportunity for the Army players as well, who will get a chance to play at a Premiership ground against many players, of course, they'll have watched play for England in the past.
Well, I'm going through my black book at the moment, and to be honest, a few of them have already failed fitness tests without even getting the phone call. But there will be a couple. I'm definitely going to put a couple of players under some pressure. For some reason, I've just thought of Lawrence Dallaglio as a rugby player. We might have to get him along as well, just to help us out in some physical way at some point.
I don't think they'll need much encouraging, that's for sure. As I say, they're the fitness of them, every player to a man, I would fully expect will be very fit. They'll be keen as mustard to be part of the game, and probably the difficult thing we'll do is probably stopping one or two players playing that might be injured on the day.
Looking at the list of players, you've got Tissier and Merson there, so there's a bit of creativity to work with.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. It's been interesting team talk. I haven't worked it out what I'm going to say yet, but I've got a few weeks to think about it.
Yeah, there's probably a few things you could take for granted. One, they'll be very fit. Two, they'll be incredibly enthusiastic and very competitive. And three, they're going to want to stuff us, aren't they? So, and with Stuart as manager, even if they were thinking about, taking it a bit easy, there's no chance of that happening, is there now?
I think the cause that it's up for, I think the coming together of the FA and the military services is always a great thing. And I think there'll be a great turnout. I'm very unimpressed by the list of legends, and I think the Army will be very stoked up for the occasion.